What is at stake here? Paul, start with you.
Well, the game of golf is at stake at the moment. With so many tours in the world, before LIV even, it was very diluted. And it's become even more diluted and also divisive, you'd have to say now, with the fact that some members of the PGA Tour and the top 50 in the world have taken, a huge amount of money to go and start up a rival tour against the PGA Tour, and yeah, it's causing the game is turning upside down on its head at the moment.
I think what will interest a lot of people, I think, is at stake is the Ryder Cup. I think the future of the Ryder Cup is at stake. I think we're already looking at the quality being affected in next year's match. And going forward, we could look, this isn't Mr. Ryder Cup next to me, but you could think that match is in danger. Because if it does get fractured and if it does go split down the middle, then suddenly it won't be what it was. And I think that'll be a big fear to a lot of people out there.
I agree that the Ryder Cup is at stake. And I think, to build on what Paul said, I think that regular season golf is at stake. I don't know that the major championship golf, that seems to be, there seems to be a little bit of a fortress around that. I think that the dilution of regular season golf, non-major championship golf, might actually elevate the majors a little bit.
Players that went, and a lot of us rocked back in our seats when we got to know the sort of calibre of players, granted they're a little bit older. But the rumours are that there might be more to come. I mean, what are you hearing about this?
Well,
Should we expect more?
I think Monday will be a big day. I think the week Monday will be a big day. Portland will be a big tournament. That's in 2 weeks' time. That's the first LIV Series event in America, which will be a real milestone for them, because that's what, Jay Monahan was determined that this would not happen, that they would not have a rival tournament on his turf. What baffles me most about this, and plenty of it baffles me, like why Bryce and DeChambeau would go now and not wait a little while and see how it plays out, a player of his age and of his potential. But what baffles me most of all is that Jay Monahan did not sit down on the table when it was first, when the Saudis first became interested. This is, these are people who want to invest $2 billion in the sport in a couple of years. Surely it's your duty to go sit down and just see if there's any middle ground and then dismiss it if you have to. But there's been nothing like that. He has just steadfastly refused to give it any credibility at all.
What is the tipping point where we have to sort of look at it and on paper you think, who has the ball here in terms of the strength? What is the tipping point where LIV have the ball?
I think the tipping point is the top 15 players in the world at the moment, outside of Dustin Johnson. The rest of the players, with all due respect, who have gone are in the twilight of their career, are not big names in the game. So, should a Justin Thomas, for argument's sake, or a Rory McIlroy, or a Morikawa, or Rahm, 2 or 3 of those guys go, and the figure would be hundreds of millions for them to go. But we know that the Saudis are willing to pay that kind of money. Well, that would be a serious blow, because at the moment the best players have stayed loyal at this moment in time to the PGA Tour, and that's significant.